Yo, 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 what's good? It's your boy Wilson. You watching EmceeTV The Podcast, coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. Today's extra special guest is the homie AkWrd. What's up, bro?
Not a man, just chilling, another day.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so since this is the first time I've had you on the podcast, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna do the full deep dive, and we'll do the background and whatnot, and kind of fill it in for the folks that don't know. Tell them a little bit about who you are, and then we'll kind of get into your music.
Oh man. I don't shit. Who am I? I'm a hip hop artist. Right now I'm out of Rapid City, South Dakota. I own a tattoo shop. I think more importantly than anything, I'm a dad. I grew up in Pensacola, Florida. Kind of had a little bit of a tough childhood. Music's always been there for real. I can't ever remember a time I didn't have like a headset on and all that. And then obviously down south with the, everyone knows how the music down south is, freestyle circles and all that stuff like that. Kind of just been a big part of my life. And then it's actually funny. So I never really was like a rapper or nothing like that. And Jordan Truly from Truly Veda, that's my brother. He always just kind of pushed me to make music, and we kind of just went from there with it.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, so you said you weren't always a rapper. Did you do other music before you got into hip hop?
No, all right. So growing up, like when I was super young, I played the trumpet and I played piano, but never really like was into putting vocals on anything like that. And then I don't know, man. Jordan was just like, you should try it, and it kind of worked out.
That's dope. I played the clarinet a million years ago. When I grew up in
Oh, see,
Wyoming, it was like mandatory that you played an instrument, and you didn't get to pick. They just picked one for you. So that was what I played.
it could have been better. It actually makes me feel better though, because like sometimes when I'm like, oh man, I played the trumpet and the piano, I'm like, well, that's kind of fucking nerdy.
I mean, the trumpet's kind of dope. At least you get like jazz and shit. I got the clarinet, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Okay. All right. So you're out in Rapid City. You've been out there for a minute.
Yeah, we've been out here a while, 15
Okay.
years or something like that.
You
Um,
said like 16, 17 years.
yeah, something like that. Kind of
Okay.
moved up here on some family stuff, and then ended up starting my own family. So that's kind of what kept me here.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay. So what's for the people that don't know, you know what I mean? Because I get this a lot in regards to Iowa. They're like hip hop in Iowa. You know what I mean? So like, what's the scene like in Rapid City?
Oh, like the hip hop scene,
Yeah.
it's not great, but it's getting there. We don't really have we don't really have like a lot of venues that really support doing hip hop shows, and then it's kind of hard to get like a lot of people to come out for it. We kind of have so here it's kind of just like Wyoming and stuff like that. We have a lot of like biker community, cowboy community, stuff like that. Um, and then none of the like most of the venues don't want to do like under 21, so it's really hard to get that crowd out there. Man, out here there's kind of just like a lack of support from anyone really. Like the community, they just don't really rock with it. Venues don't really want to rock with it. But we're working on bringing it back. That's for sure. We kind of over the past couple of years, we had this one venue called AB's. They were real big and let us do shows there and really supported the scene pretty well. They closed down. Some stuff happened with management and stuff. But now we locked in with a super dope venue, 707 The Park. Uh, they're amazing. They've been really supporting us, letting us throw shows there, do all kind of stuff like that. And it's like it's a more upscale venue, so it like looks good also. It's pretty dope.
That's sweet. We just got a comment. The company hoodie just jumped in the comments and he said, "What's up?" So
What's going on, bro?
yeah, it's kind of dope. You know what I mean? Lets us know that people are actually out there watching. You know what I mean? We're live. People are watching
Yeah.
us. Yeah, the venue situation is always tough because it's obviously from the venue standpoint. They want to sell drinks and stuff like that, and so I can see it from their perspective, but also from the artist standpoint. You're like, I mean, we got to start somewhere. We're growing this fan base. We got to try and get people up in here. And sometimes, the all ages is where it's at, and or at least 18 to party, 21 to drink, whatever. Des
Yeah,
Moines, Des Moines has struggled with that a little bit as well out here, but we got some great venues that have supported the scene, and our scene's starting to grow for sure.
yeah, I definitely I get it. I get why people only want 21. It's like insurance risks and stuff like that. Never want to get caught with underage kids in there drinking. But I feel like when we got to have at least some sort of all ages venues and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're kind of like almost robbing the children and robbing the youth of like almost being able to have that experience and all that. Because I don't know. I know out here we don't really have. So we have our civic center is called the Monument. They don't bring any hip hop acts. It's we never get any hip hop, never get anything like that. It's always like country stuff like that. So there's we don't. I guess the younger generation doesn't really get to see hip hop other than what they see on, I guess, the internet. And I don't really want to be that guy, but I think a lot of the mainstream hip hop isn't really so great.
It's funny you say that because I go to damn near every concert that comes through Des Moines, unless I'm working. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but for me, I think it comes from a lack of concerts when I grew up. You know what I mean? Billings, Montana was the closest city. I guess Casper was probably equal distance, but neither one of them got hip hop. You know what I mean? I think Coolio played there once, right off
Sheesh.
right off of Fantastic Voyage back in the day. And I mean, it just, if you wanted to see some hip hop, you had to go all the way to Denver. And that was a 6-hour trip one way, and convincing somebody to go and, rounding up the money and all that extra. It's a lot of work, man. So, I definitely really don't miss much for shows out here, and I think it comes from that. And I can totally relate to what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I think Tech Nine and Strange Music try to tour through a lot of those Great Plains states, Wyoming, Rapid City, South Dakota. You know what I mean? I think they try and touch down in those states. But I think you're spot on. You know what I mean? There's a lot there. You're not getting Wu-Tang out that way. You're missing out on the locks. You know what I mean? Kendrick ain't making a stop off to check out the Black Hills, unfortunately. No. Yeah. But Des Moines has kind of struggled with that as well. So I would totally agree. Let's roll it back a little bit. You said you grew up in Pensacola. You made the move out to the Black Hills. At what point do you get into music? Were you already kind of messing with the music in Florida before you moved out that way?
So I think in Florida, I had some homies that made music and stuff. But as far as actually making music, not so much. It was just a lot of we sit around, freestyle, and do stuff like that when we was born. Obviously down south is kind of big on the everybody freestyles, kind of that, that kind of environment. Man, in Florida we didn't really have. I wouldn't even have known where to start trying to record something with somebody. I grew up, it was definitely a very less fortunate community, I would say.
Okay. What made you, and I know you said there was some circumstances that kind of brought you to the Black Hills, without digging too deep into that. So you already had family out there, or how did you guys choose the Black Hills?
All right, we'll give a rundown. So I had a very weird kind of family. My dad was a super abusive alcoholic. Well, my sister got married to a dude in the Air Force, and obviously the Black Hills right here outside of Rapid is one of the bigger bases or whatever. My mom left him and came up here with my sister. And I had already been on my own and everything. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 13.
Damn.
Well, yeah. Well, one day, I guess my mom and dad had been talking or whatever. And my dad stopped by where I was living at and was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get back with your mom. So I'm going to move up there. And if you don't come, I'm not going to go." So it kind of put me in a little bit of a position where I was like, well, shit, I obviously want my parents to be back together. But I didn't want to leave where I was at. But then also, in one way or another, it's actually a blessing in disguise that I came up here, because I was definitely on the fast track to death or prison for sure.
Life was pretty rough down there then, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, like the way I try to describe it to a bunch of people that like up here that aren't really familiar with that, is like, man, what you see in rap videos, like what you see in rap videos when they driving around the hood and all that shit. That's where I live, bro. It's really like that.
Yeah. It's different when you get to bigger cities. You know what I mean? They're a lot more unforgiving, and it's a
Yeah, for
lot easier to
sure.
fall between the cracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I tell people that all the time. One of the biggest things I have with how, like one of the biggest differences I notice in people like up here and from like communities like this up here is like, man, they lack a lot of respect that you get from being in places like that. Because, man, shit happens quick down there. You could lose your life over looking at somebody wrong at the gas station, for real. Somebody having a bad day, things go bad quick.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so how do you make that first step into music? Okay, let's even take it a little bit further back. So, what kind of music were you listening to when you left Florida?
Oh man, I've always been big on hip hop, rap, stuff like that. Like I think when I was in Florida, I listened to a lot of underground stuff from like people that weren't really blowing up too crazy, like Remy Red, stuff like that. Obviously, the Texas influence was super big down there. So like Zero, Trey, Chameleon Air before they really blew up and did all that. Paul Wall before he really took off. Like the early Swisher House, Dirty South Riders, like all kind of stuff like that. That was all real big. And then obviously just like the mainstream stuff too that came around.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but I always like, I don't know, man. When I gave so many computers viruses downloading mixtapes and stuff like that, or then like Dat Piff, when Dat Piff was around, like all the early Young Dro and everything like that.
That's comedy. Um, okay, so how do you make that? How do you make that first step from listening to music to I want to be a part of this?
So when I came up here, we had met some guys that DJ'd and they threw raves here. They're actually like really they were like the main rave scene that was here. Well, when Dubstep was first coming around, this bar, his closed now, it's called Bud Ugly's. He linked up with the DJs that we had, and they wanted them to come every Wednesday night and spin some music, you know. Well, the DJ came to us and was like, "Yo, y'all should write raps over this dubstep." So every week we would do 5 new songs where me, Jordan Truly, and one of my other buddies, Marcus, would write 5 original songs and perform them every Wednesday. And
Okay.
yeah, and then we go perform it. That's pretty much how that started. And then we kind of started recording stuff. That was back, man. That was like back before the GarageBand, before before we knew how to use Pro Tools, any of that. I was recording on there's a program that Adobe used to do.
Adobe Audition.
Yeah. I didn't know how to put no effects in nothing. We were just bare minimum, just micing in a basement. If you go on YouTube and search up some of the older stuff, like the Collective and stuff, you'll see videos of me and Jordan Truly in a basement, just spitting, just like the most ghetto setup you can imagine.
Okay, so how old are you at this point?
I'm 36.
Okay,
I actually just turned 36.
But no, I get my bad. That was terrible phrasing on my part. Yeah.
That's when we were like 18, 19, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay, dope. And it has the how did the rave community and the dubstep community receive it? Were they kind of messing with it?
Yeah, man, we used to have that place packed out. Like some of the bigger shows that we've done was that I think up here at that point in time there wasn't like a whole lot of people doing any kind of hip hop, especially not mixing it with like dubstep and stuff like that. So one, all the kids up here thought it was so dope that we could rap, but then when you put that over dubstep, it obviously adds to it. So yeah, no, it was always received pretty good. And then we actually started doing we started throwing like outdoor festival raves and stuff where it was like camping events and stuff. And we was performing at those, and it's always been received well. Like hip hop here has always been, it does have a community. It just seems very hard to get them to come out and actually support.
For sure.
But when we can get them out to support, it's super dope.
Hell yeah. The homie Hoodie jumped in the comments again. He said, yeah, I bet it's tough. He said he might need to get his own sound and lights and start throwing private events. This was earlier. So obviously you guys did kind of go that route in order to build your scene
Yeah.
out there a little bit. He said and he also hit us up with another comment. He said freestyling is coming back. I think it really is. And I think the art of freestyling was kind of lost in hip hop for a while. And I think people are definitely getting back to the bars, and it's not so much like crazy mumble rap and shit like that. You know what I mean? People are really focused on what they're saying a little more.
Yeah. I think it also depends where you're at, I guess, in the country. Because if you go down south and all that, the mumble rap's still pretty big, but freestyle is still like Texas, Florida. That's still always going to be like a huge thing. But Atlanta and everything like that, that's like mumble rap's kind of their lane though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do think that true hip hop is kind of starting to make its way back. I personally kind of think that sometimes, like especially in this day and age, I even find myself sometimes when I'm writing stuff, man, everybody's so quick to cancel everybody and to like have such an opinion on something. It does kind of like, I'm not sure if we had Eminem just coming out right now, if he would have the same success. Just because how quick people are to cancel people, man. And I think that, I know for me, that definitely transfers over into the music. Sometimes I'd be wanting to say some off the wall ass shit, and then I'm like, I don't know, man.
You think that Eminem's topics would be too controversial, or you think people just wouldn't support the barring out and the lyricism?
I think people are babies nowadays. So some of this, like if we're just being straight to it, people are babies.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to throw a fit about. Yeah, everybody wants to throw a fit about everything and then try to cancel everybody and go on long rants and stuff like that. So I'm just not sure that some of his music, some of the stuff he be talking about, you know, like that early Eminem stuff, I don't know if it would hit the same.
The Slim Shady shit.
And I don't know. I definitely have been leaning towards like, man, fuck, we need to just like, everybody needs to stop being so soft. It's music. It's our opinion.
Let artists be artists.
Some of the stuff's not even, yeah. Some of the stuff's not even like, I guess, real life, I guess. It's just like, bro, we're just having fun sometimes. Let people have fun. Don't take everything so serious.
I would agree. I think people got to be able to experiment a little bit, and they got to be able to check stuff out. And if they got to worry about the consequence all the time, not to say that there shouldn't be consequences. If somebody's out there dropping hella hate speech or something, we can't let that fly. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no.
if people are just trying shit out, you know what I mean? And testing the waters, you know what I mean? Fuck it. Let it fly.
Yeah.
We got a couple more comments up in here. Showtime 406 said, much love to y'all from Montana. Salute Showtime. Appreciate you. We got the homie Hoodie up in here.
I love Montana.
Hell yeah.
I love
the
Montana.
Homie Hoodie
it's
up
like
in
one of
here.
my favorite. It's one of my favorite places now.
Hell yeah. We're actually we're hitting this from a lot of different spots right now. That's the beauty of the internet, because you're in the Black Hills. I'm out here in the cornfields of Iowa. Hoodie's in Colorado, and Showtime's in Montana. So we're damn near international right now, folks. And I see you got
regional.
Hell yeah. I see you got a little man up in there with you.
I do.
That's awesome. Okay, so as we're moving on here in the conversation, okay, so take me to the next spot. So we were talking, and you said that you know, I mean, you guys were starting to do the raves and kind of build the scene, and you're dropping five new songs a week, which is pretty impressive. I mean, that's an impressive writing rate, and I mean, you definitely got to carve out some time to be able to write like that. Where does the music career take you next? When do you guys said you said you guys actually jumped into a studio? How does that come to be?
No, man. So we actually just started. Okay, chill out. We actually kind of just started buying equipment and like kind of learning on our own. Buying mics, and that was that. See, it's actually incredibly hard here. We only have one music store in like from here to Sioux Falls, and they don't have anything for, I guess, like hip hop artists or vocal artists or anything like that. Like you go in, it's all guitars and That's it. It's like guitars and ukuleles and stuff. Is so. I mean, if we're just being for real and we could be just open.
Yeah,
At the time, we were trapping pretty hard. So we were actually going in and out of Denver constantly and hitting Guitar Center and kind of buying stuff that we needed. Um, and just piecing stuff together and just making do with what we had. Yeah, and then I found Pro Tools and pretty much taught myself how to use Pro Tools and kind
that's
of got on
dope.
that and just yeah, like so everything I record, everything that's mine is I've done that in either a hotel when I've been on the road or a bedroom, something like that. Okay, we're not gonna start that.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. We got a cameo from the little man. What's your son's name?
Adonis.
Adonis. Okay, Adonis, you're getting your you got your spot, bro.
He's
Okay, so you start teaching yourself how to use Pro Tools. Where are you guys getting the beats from?
oh man, so back then I don't remember the site, but there was like some websites that you could get beats from and all that. Now we're blessed to have like BeatStars, so we can get on there and link up with that. It's also incredibly hard to find any good producers out there. So if anybody that watches this video makes beats or has a link on a producer, hit me up, bro. It's so hard to find. Okay, it's not hard to find a producer. It's hard to find people who are actually about what they be talking about. Everybody says they can make beats. Everybody says they want to do this and do that, and then everybody never responds and does shit like that. So it's really just hard to find people that are very serious about their craft and take it serious.
I can definitely
Uh,
link you up with some producers, and we'll see if we can't help you out with that a little bit. Hoodie said, "Give him my number." There we go. You already got one on deck. I do a little production, and I got a handful of homies out here in Des Moines that do some production. So yeah, we can definitely find you somebody that's willing to help out on the production side. We'll bridge this gap. We're gonna start doing Iowa to South Dakota, bro.
I'm gonna grab his bottle real quick.
Yeah, you're good, bro. All right, so for anybody that's just tuning in, we are live with the homie AkWrd. He's in the tattoo shop. He's working right now, and you know what I mean. So you know we got to deal with real life situations. But oh, thank you, Hoodie. Hoodie said my beats are dope. He's up in the chat, so I appreciate you, Hoodie. Yeah, no, but this is EmceeTV. You got Wilson and you got AkWrd, and we're up in here talking the history of AkWrd, and we're moving forward now. All right, so you guys, you got a little momentum. You're recording. You got Pro Tools. Where does hip hop take you next, bro?
Man, so I think around that time the music kind of fell off a little bit because just life, man. Everybody had kids and kind of went that route, and then a few of us went to jail for a little bit, trapping. You know, shit happens.
Things will happen.
And then, man, I picked it back up in 2018 and kind of just was super. I've been pretty heavy on it. Then started really just recording like every day, dropping stuff. And then I went on tour with the Odd Squad family.
That's dope.
That was pretty legit. And then, man, we just been grinding it out, bro. Just like, I think, oh, that's how you feel? You telling them? You don't even know. No, I mean, I think so. Like, really, especially being somewhere where we don't have a huge scene. And I mean, even in Sioux Falls, they don't really have a scene. There's no like guidelines or a map of what we're supposed to do. So it's very hard for independent artists to really figure out what you're supposed to do next. Like, besides, all right, we just keep dropping songs and hoping somebody finds it.
I think that's something we kind of struggled with out here. We don't have an identity in terms of hip hop. We got Slipknot is the biggest thing to come out of Iowa. I run into Sid and Corey and stuff around town every once in a while, but Slipknot is kind of what Iowa's known for. There's no big artist that people make a connection to. St. Louis has got Nelly, Kansas City's got Tech Nine, but Iowa doesn't necessarily have an artist like that. So
yeah, and then it's
relate.
very hard. I've contemplated because I got some homies that make music out of in Denver. What is it? Soda free or whatever. Them guys. We've done some shows out there with them. But it's always like, man, as an artist coming from like South Dakota, like, do I just start popping up out there and being like, how are they going to receive it and everything like that? You know, like I don't ever want to like pop up in Denver and cause problems out there, like have issues out there because they're like, you're not even from here. But it's like, bro, short of just traveling and touring and stuff like that, promoting music, it's where do we even go from here?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I think you're on the right path. You know what I mean? Growing the region, and definitely reaching out and trying to do stuff. I can link you up with my homie, Big Ray West. We do the podcast together a lot. He's a dope MC from out here. Hoodie is out of Denver. He said trade shows, you know what I mean? I think he could probably get you on a show if you wanted to jump on one of his.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you know what I mean? We could definitely link you up on that scene and make something happen. And yeah,
I'm
I
open to
think
all the shows.
hell yeah. And I think we could probably get you on some stuff out here. I know you I definitely want to tap in on this. It's a little out of order in terms of how I wanted things to go, but I see you that you guys got King ISO coming up on October 30th with Nice Enough
Yeah, we do.
Entertainment and Strawstone.
Yeah, they're man, Justin is dope as hell. We actually did so at the beginning of June we had Otis Julius, which is one of his artists. That was super fun. This is actually the second time we've had ISO out here and performed with him. We had him a couple years ago at one of the little festivals we did. Super excited for that. That's going to be super dope.
Hell yeah.
And then we just had we just had the beginning, no, July 25th, we had Black Hills Hunger Fest. Shout out to Secret Veda for putting that together and doing that. But we had Kung Fu Vampire and Whitney Payton out here. That was super legit, kind of
Hell
introducing
yeah. I
them
messed
to
with
the
both of
area.
them.
Yeah, yeah. I fuck with Whitney Payton. She's super fire.
Yeah. Whitney's always been dope.
Yeah.
We had her on EmceeTV back in the day when she was touring with R.A. the Rugged Man and my homie Black Pegasus out of Colorado Springs. So yeah, Whitney's dope. And to see the growth, you know what I mean? To see what she's done with her
Yeah.
career in such a short span has been really cool and inspiring.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so well, I think we kind of skipped over the elephant in the room. So we kind of linked up. And I guess we didn't necessarily get a formal meeting or anything, but I discovered you essentially at Rapping the Rivers. And I wanted to talk to you about how
yeah.
you linked up with everybody putting that together and kind of get the backstory on how that came to be.
Oh man, so I originally met Nick back when I went on the tour with the Odd Squad. We did a couple of shows over there. And that's when I first met Nick. But then Secret has been rocking with Nick and putting stuff together. And we were actually, so Lady Dice went on, we did a couple of shows with Lady Dice over there a couple months ago. And just kind of Nick had been trying to get me to jump on the Rapping the Rivers thing. And I don't know, at the time when he first presented it to me, I wasn't sure if it was something that I was going to be able to do. Just because I was opening the tattoo shop, had so much going on in my life. But MIG Newman, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with him. He actually, he was like, bro, you have to come. So he was like, if it's a money thing, whatever it is, like, you got to come. And he actually paid for my slot. And then I ended up paying it back and taking care of that.
That's dope.
So that's kind of how we met with Nick. And shout out to Nick, man. He's fucking doing great things over there. I fuck with him super heavy. I wasn't sure what to expect, really. This is my first year coming out to Rapping the Rivers. Wasn't really sure what to expect. And that shit was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. I kind of grew up in that area. I guess in between South Dakota and Bozeman, you know what I mean, in a town in Wyoming. And it was exciting to see what they're doing out there. The caliber of artists that they're bringing, the stage that they put together, the 3 stages. I don't want to take nothing away from them. But yeah, it was very dope. We got a couple comments that rolled in. Showtime 406 said, got a network. And he also said, shout out Mig for helping you on that. So, yeah, but I think that, I mean, I hit up Lady Dice. She's supposed to be jumping on the podcast. I hit up Apache, who won the rap battle. I made a lot of connections out there, so I'm super, super excited for that. And then I filmed. We essentially made a mini documentary driving out there and driving back, and everything that we filmed, and then the whole show that we filmed and everything. So
when you said you had like 3,800 photos to go through, I was like, that blows like the 800 that we had out of the water.
I was working. Man, I had to wipe all that dust off my lens though, man. That motherfucker was dusty.
Oh yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah, but it was definitely cool. It was cool, man. That's just how life is out that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So,
I have no complaints for real. Like I had so much fun that weekend. I think everybody that came with us had so much fun. Everybody, all the performances were amazing. Yeah, you definitely should get Lady Dice. She's awesome. As an artist and just a person, bro. Like she's genuinely just such a nice person. I love her. She's so dope.
yeah, she caught my attention for sure. I was real impressed with her, as well as a ton of the other people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go through the flyer and try and link up with people later because there was people I didn't even get a chance to hand my business card to or reach out to.
Oh
But
yeah.
there was, yeah, it was impressive.
No, I definitely added a whole bunch of music and artists to my playlist after leaving that. I was yeah. I was front and center for a bunch of performances. But Montana's got a lot of talent. Actually, just like a whole lot of talent came from everywhere to be there. It's super cool to see that.
Yeah, I think I heard one dude say he was from Kentucky. I heard some people say they were from, yeah, just all over, bro. There was people from Seattle, or at least Washington. I guess I don't know if it was Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a dude I ran into from Oregon. Just there was people from everywhere. It was impressive.
Yeah. No, Nick, he can keep that chip on his shoulder. He's earned that.
Hell yeah.
They did that for real.
Showtime 406 jumped in the comment section again. He said, we're hopping on the pod next week. Hell yeah. Salute, bro. I appreciate it. And he is also the #1 commenter today. And so I will get your contact information. We're going to send out a copy of A Field of Dreamers, produced by EmceeTV, featuring Big Ray West. I produced this whole album, and we put it together a while back. So we'll get you an autographed copy of that for being the #1 contributor today in the chat. All right, so let's get back to your story a little bit. Okay, so we haven't even talked about your music yet, because you've got the Zoo, you've got Well, This Is AkWrd. The Feel Me single I seen has been getting hella spins. Yeah. I'm gonna pass you the mic, and I'm just gonna let you talk, homie. Where do you want to start?
Oh man, I don't know.
Let's talk about Feel Me. That one came out in 2019.
Yeah, that's one of the that was on Adobe Audition.
Okay.
Like, no effects really. I'm not a super fan of that song. I think it was like before I really kind of like found my lane. As far as I think it was kind of corny, you know. But everybody else thinks that's like, it's definitely my most popular song, and everybody is like, no, I love that song.
It's got a lot of emotion.
Yeah, that was just like a different time for me. Just kind of experimenting, really learning how to record and do stuff. It was definitely before I really like found my groove, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I mess with that. All right. And then we got the Zoo that came out in 2023.
Yeah, that was, that's
I like the vibe on that one.
Yeah, that's like my most popular song. Every show I got to do it pretty much, because everybody be begging for it. It's fun to perform and everything like that. But what's really funny is, for me, that song was kind of like, I was sitting in my homie's driveway, and I was like, I'm just gonna try to say like some wild shit and make it poppy. And that's kind of what happened. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. But it's cool. No, I fuck with it. That's like I said, when I went out to Montana for those Lady Dice shows, that's when I got introduced to Jesta. And she watched my performance, came out, we was vibing, I was in the crowd rocking with her. And we had asked her if she wanted to get on a song together. And she actually responded to me and was like, could I get on Zoo? So we kind of went back to, we drug that out of the archive and kind of let her do a feature on that. I'm super impressed with that too. I'm so happy we did that.
That's dope. Yeah, she was another one that caught my attention. Her stage performance and her vocals were super clean, and I felt like she put that together really well. And I think she did well at the show.
Yeah, no, it's super legit when you realize that she does all her own engineering.
Oh, that's fire. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. And she sounds like she had some struggle too, like from the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She sounded like she went through some shit to get to where she's at. So that's dope.
Yeah. I think, man, I really think like I don't think there's a lot of artists out there that are like really connecting with people like that in an aspect that haven't like went through it, you know? Like you have to, it's kind of hard to really like make a connection with the fans or like even with people on a day-to-day basis if you haven't really been there and stuff. Like you can't really make good sad music if you've never been sad, you know?
For
um
sure.
and stuff like that. So I think a lot of the true artists have probably been through some stuff, lived a life.
Seen a couple things.
Yeah.
Okay.
um
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Man, I think we should talk about the song Intro. I do it everything. That's also, I think that's the very first song I ever recorded for real. That song means a lot to me, and I do it at every show. One, it's a pretty decent song. I like it. It kind of gets the crowd going. But then, so my brother was murdered in 2021,
Oh
and he
shit. I'm
kind of
sorry.
pushed me super hard to pursue the music and do everything like that. And that was, man, like every day he was sharing that song and everything. That was his favorite song. So I kind of make it a point to do that one every show. Uh, it's a pretty good song.
That's dope. Okay, so it's called Intro. Is that a single or is that on a project?
Yeah, no, so it was on like a little mixtape that we did a while back, but like low key, man, I don't know how all these other artists come up with their song names and stuff. I just be winging it. I just throw some shit out there. um,
Yeah,
yeah,
me
no,
too.
that's why the songs are named weird, like weird stuff. Like I got STST, shit like that. Like I just kind of throw some stuff out there, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Um, okay, all right. And who produced that one? Who produced Intro?
Man, I don't remember the producer that did that one. I know we did all the vocal engineering and everything. Um, I think I got that beat off BeatStars, to be honest.
Okay, word. Um, uh, I saw you just dropped some new shit. A couple months ago, I was just peeping out the YouTube channel, and you just dropped "Whoop De Doo" featuring D3K.
Yeah, yeah, that song's pretty good. That's my homie. So I used to make music with him. He's actually a super fire artist. He just ended up going back to Florida and doing all kind of stuff like that. We was just that song came about, man. We was just scrolling through beats in the studio one night and we just started spitting shit, turned the mic on.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So okay, so um when you guys go into a creating mode, do you go into it with like usually with like a premise or a target, like I want to write about this, or do you just kind of turn on a beat and let the beat talk to you, or what's your process?
So most of the time, man, I just turn on a beat. Like I'll end up, and it's really, I can't even explain how I pick what beats that I pick or anything like that, man. Sometimes I'll spend hours just pressing next on beats. Um, and it's really kind of just like the one that I feel at the moment. And then, um, I don't know, kind of like as far as writing or whatever it is like that, I wouldn't say that we like full on write. It's more like I sit here and I'll freestyle stuff, and then like when I find a line that sticks, and we'll kind of go with that, and that's kind of how we build it. I have kind of started to get a little bit more, I guess, focused. Like I've been trying to like pinpoint more like how to actually. I've been working on putting songs together better, if that makes sense. Um, because I think I actually with watching all the other artists and what they got going on, and then like kind of the mainstream, like how they put songs together and everything like that, what plays with the ears well and everything like that. I definitely have started to kind of like go that route a little more. I'm not saying that I'm not doing stuff for mainstream or anything like that. I'm still making music how I want to make music. I'm never going to stop doing that. But I think that having a well put together song is always going to be better than kind of just throwing it together, you know?
Yeah, a little more formatting.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that. Um, okay. Well, damn, bro. You're definitely doing it. What do you got coming up that you want to let the fans know about?
Oh
We
man.
definitely talked
So
about
we actually
the King
have,
ISO show.
yeah, that's still a ways out. We got a bunch of stuff in between there. So we have Four Winds Music Fest next weekend, and then we have, oh man, let me check my schedule real quick because we got a bunch.
Okay. You said what one's next weekend?
It is called Four Winds Music Fest. They're actually they're doing one in Sioux Falls, and then they're doing another one here the day after. So that's going to be pretty dope. It'll be the second time we've had a Four Winds Music Fest here. This time it's a lot more based around like the rock and like the bands, stuff like that. I know the last time there's like 4 rappers on it that they picked to be on it. That also kind of comes back to man, so here we had 4 wins before. That's actually the last time I performed with King ISO here. Well,
that's nice enough entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But the guy that throws it here, so obviously any artist knows that when you're doing these shows and stuff, you get tickets to sell and everything like that. Well, man, around here, it's very common for these hip hop artists to sell the tickets but not give the money to who they're supposed to give to.
Oh.
So that kind of is what did in the hip hop side of everything out here on the Four Winds Fest out here. So if any of my local artists from here are watching that shit, tighten up, bro.
Amen.
Like it is what it is, man. You gotta be about your business, bro. Like for real. Otherwise, we start losing shit like that, and it makes us all look bad. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That I managed to get on that with them, and then we have some stuff we can't talk about yet.
We got the exclusive.
We got in September 12th, I'm gonna be over in Montana, or not Montana, in Minnesota, doing some stuff over there. And then we do have King ISO on the 30th. And in December, see, we like to do a lot for the community here. Like Hunger Fest, that was a food drive and everything like that, donated to Pine Ridge. So that's pretty dope. But then in December, we're putting together a toy drive where like all the donations are gonna go to kids in need and everything like that. Like I said, there's still some stuff in the works that we're not announcing quite yet. We got to make sure everything's locked in.
For sure. You said you're gonna be up in Minneapolis or Minnesota. Where are you gonna be at in Minnesota?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I just have the date.
Okay.
So Robbie, okay.
I was gonna say I go up to Minnesota a lot.
I'll keep y'all posted. Stay tuned to my social media. I try to be incredibly good at my social media, posting stuff like that. I'm getting better. Social media is hard, especially when you're busy on the go. And then man, I think as a real person, any hip hop artist who's trying to take off or trying to build and everything like that, is at least kind of has a grasp that social media is going to be a huge benefit to you. Well, with that being said, with our busy lives and everything like that, man, it's so hard to constantly make all the posts that you need to make to stay in the algorithm and be picked up and everything like that. But I've been getting better.
So many of them now.
Yeah, and then man, so I try to post everything on there, and obviously we're still booking stuff. So anybody that has stuff coming up, you can reach out. I'm down to come wherever. I'm down to the shows, down to do whatever.
If you can, real quick, plug your social media. That way, anybody that's watching this that doesn't already have it, then they can find it.
Bet. So on Facebook and Instagram, it is going to be AkWrd AF. You'll see. Actually, it's a picture of me all wrapped up in the turban and everything. I fuck with that so heavy. I don't know how everybody else felt with it, but I was vibing that shit during Rapping the Rivers. So that's what's on there. And then you can add me on Snapchat. It's going to be the same thing, AkWrd AF, and it shows up as Cap or Not. I don't really do TikTok a lot, but it is going to be the same thing. We're working on getting better at the TikTok. I don't do Twitter. I probably should. I don't know how everyone feels about that. I don't do Twitter. I should, because I like to say off the wall shit, and Facebook be flagging me, so I should probably go to Twitter. Yeah, and then YouTube's, man. It's so like through my distro, it is AkWrd. It's kind of hard to find on that one, but then we have another one. It's AkWrd AF. And that's my personal one that I run. That distro doesn't do. I upload stuff on there, like stuff that we won't be able to clear samples for. That's actually so the Well This Is AkWrd album. It only dropped like 6 songs. There was 13. Clearing samples was a nightmare. And then I have a couple features from so I got a song with Burden. Not sure if you guys are familiar with him. He's pretty big out of Florida and everything like that. Well, wouldn't clear a feature.
Oh shit.
So we ended up just saying fuck it and dropped it on there. I don't give a fuck. What's like, dude, I tell everybody, they're like, oh man, well, what if what if somebody hits you up? Like, what if somebody hits you up or tries to take it down and all that? And I'm like, bro, if one of these big artists actually reach out to us and want us to take it down or like want to cause a whole issue about it, that means they noticed us. So we're on the right path. We'll figure all the rest of that shit out when we get to it. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard some of my other homies that do music say that. He said, bro, if somebody comes after me for this sample or this whatever, he said, then it did its job.
Yeah, like, man, we'll figure out all the rest of it afterwards. I'm like, bro, if you're coming trying to sue me or some shit like that, that obviously means you think that I'm getting money off of it. So go ahead. Low key, man. I actually was thinking about it on the way to the shop this morning, man. One thing about these bigger artists that I am kind of starting to see is like, because like this dude, he actually promoted that he was doing the feature thing, and we like talked, and I got the feature from him and everything like that. And then since then, he like hasn't hit me back and all that. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, bro, did you just do that to like get that money and then know you weren't going to clear the song? Like, we did everything that you asked for on the song, everything like that. Never touched your vocals, anything like that. You said everything was perfect then, but now when it comes time to release the song, you won't clear the song and you don't want to like respond to the messages and stuff like that. And I'm like, honestly, it's kind of some hoe shit. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that is pretty bogus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going to do a song with somebody and then be like, no, I'm not going to clear it unless there's something that you did to either my vocals or something like that we can probably talk about and work out if that's how you felt about it. I'm not just going to take your money and kind of leave you stuck with a feature you can't do nothing with. So I'm just like, you know what? We'll make another YouTube and we're going to release it either way. If you don't like it, well, shit. I don't know.
Run it up.
Tag, man, make a post about me and tag me in it, I guess.
Did you guys do any kind of paperwork or anything on the feature? Or?
I just have like the contract that they sent me that everything was gonna be good. I paid the money, do that, and like the only thing really in there was just don't touch his vocals. He goes to a very well-known studio in Florida, has an engineer that he rocks with super heavy. He has a very specific sound that his like pretty much every artist kind of like starts to develop their sound that they really mess with.
For
and
sure.
Like everything like that. He has a very specific sound. So other than that, we just like left it alone, bro. We just took his track and put it right on ours where it's supposed to be at. And then you just don't know. You don't want to clear it.
It's goofy.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit, this was dope, bro. I appreciate you jumping on with me. Man. Okay. So, you got the King ISO show coming up. You're going to be up in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, people can pop into the shop. You got a shop in Rapid City, right?
It's just outside of Rapid City. It's like they're just like 5 minutes from downtown Rapid City. It is Elevated Body Art. We are right in Blackhawk. Yeah, bro, come check us out. Even if you ain't trying to get piercings or tattoos or nothing like that, come hang out, bro. So most of the time I actually have my studio set up here. I have a pretty mobile setup. I kind of take it everywhere I go, I ain't gonna lie. But normally we're like here recording. If we're not tattooing and piercing, I'm here recording, going through beats, doing stuff like that. I always like to hang out with people, talk to people, and chop it up. And I personally think that like one of the dopest things about being an artist is actually being able to connect with everybody. I'm never going to be one of those artists that comes to a show and sits in the green room the entire time and doesn't hang out with nobody and stuff, you know? Like, I love the connection. I love meeting the kids. I love doing all that. Like, I think one of the biggest things about the music thing for me is like how it allows me to connect with people. So if you guys are ever in town, feel free to hit me up. Any of my social medias, any of that, hit me up, bro. Even if you want to chop it up on there, hit me up. I'm always down to talk.
Hell yeah. That's what it's all about. Just growing, helping other people grow, networking, and you know what I mean? Just participating in this thing we love called hip hop.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a community for real. Well, it needs to be.
For sure.
It should be. We need to get it back to kind of like that instead of everybody seeming like everybody's against each other in one way or another. Yeah. You're never gonna make your light brighter by stomping out somebody else's.
For sure.
Support grow, like everything grows with support.
Hell yeah.
And like the fans really do notice it. So any artists out there, man, support each other, bro. Your fans are gonna notice it. You're gonna see a growth in everything like that. Yeah, just support, bro.
Amen. All right. On that note, I think we put a pin in it. We're gonna have to get you back on again, bro. We got to circle back around. We'll do a follow-up interview down the road here.
I'm super down, man. Let me know. Just hit me
Hell
up.
yeah.
Real quick, any of you producers in there, hit me up at my social medias. Let's talk about some beats and stuff.
Hell yeah. I'll reach out to you after this, and I'll see if I can't link you up with Hoodie. I got a bunch of beats that I produced, and we'll see if we can't get some of those. And then I got some other homies in Des Moines that produce as well. So stay tuned.
Cool.
Showtime 406 is coming up next week, and I think we reached out to Lady Dice, MT Souls, the homie.
Oh yeah, they're super dope.
Yeah, the homie Nick and Shane are supposed to jump on later on tonight. I'm supposed to do another interview with them. And at 4:00, I think me and the homie Big Ray West are doing another podcast. So you can always catch us here on EmceeTV. Until next time, it's your boy Wilson, and I'm out.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jumps. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice won. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like Cassius Clay. Passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé. Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yellow fuck 'em like Smokey off the angel dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, sharper than a razor's touch. We hit that strip and get the caking up. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Big balls don't